want to talk about Valentina Shevchenko and Rin Nakai, because apparently one of them called the other out, and apparently some people are confused about who called out who. So I'm here to set the record straight, because there are people out there, a lot of MMA media, whether paid media or hobbyists or what have you, really using this as like clickbait. So I don't do narratives. I don't really do clickbait. I'm here to set the record straight about what happened. So we talked about Deep Jules 40 was Saturday morning in the U.S., early Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, evening in Japan, where Rin Nakai here on the bottom won via rear naked choke in the second round, main event, and she's the Deep Jules flyweight champion. In the ring afterwards, she called out Valentina Shevchenko. If you follow Valentina on social media, she's been training in Japan for a while. Why she's training in Japan, I don't know. You can get much better training elsewhere, other than for the experience, which she's a bit of a vagabond. You know, the Shevchenkos, they train anywhere and everywhere. They like to travel, go train, experience life. I get lifestyle, trip bond thing, like the backpacker lifestyle. It's not really my thing. Like, I like vacations, but whereas like the Shevchenkos train somewhere new basically every fight camp. But they're in Japan, and apparently Valentina was at the event, and Rin Nakai called her out and said, I'd like to fight her. I'd like to fight you, which this has been going on for a while. Rin Nakai talking about wanting to be back in the UFC for a while, wants to fight nowhere else but the UFC. Won't even like look at other, US-based promotions or promotions outside of Japan. Just really stubborn, and in my opinion, and not just mine, but going about things the wrong way. But she wants back in the UFC and called out Valentina Shevchenko. So let me enlarge this here so you can read this. Here we go. We have Robert Sargent at MMA Rising, which is MMArising.com. If you've never been to that website, it's a great resource for women's MMA news, and does a lot of fight play-by-plays, particularly for Deep Jules. So if you can't watch a Deep Jules event, don't have the money for the pay-per-view or whatever, go to MMA Rising. He has the full breakdowns and then does a post-fight review. Anyway, says Rin Nakai and Mahi Fukuda choked out their opponents in tonight's Deep Jules 40 headliners. Nakai issued a polite call-out to Bullet Valentina, who was at the venue earlier in the day, which a lot of people haven't actually seen this or just completely ignore this. But so down below, you see the little line here. I included Valentina's tweet. She quote tweeted Robert Sargent and then tagged Rin Nakai. It says, at Rin Nakai 2, come back to UFC, get yourself into top 10, and I am willing to check your skills. Also, congratulations with your recent victory. So for some reason, people are taking this as Valentina calling out Rin Nakai. I don't see this as a call out. I'm sorry. Rin Nakai was the one who called out Valentina. Valentina Shevchenko did not call out Rin Nakai. So let's put that to rest right there. Valentina did not call out Rin Nakai. Rin Nakai called out Valentina. Valentina did issue a response and threw a little bit of shade. Like, this is mellow shade here. Very mellow. But says, come back to UFC, get yourself into the top 10, and then I'm willing to check your skills. This is Valentina's way of saying, well, you know where I am. You know where I am. Here's what you got to do. You got to get in the UFC and got to get in top 10. Then we'll see. So this is not Shevchenko calling out Rin Nakai. This is Shevchenko. This is Rin Nakai calling out Shevchenko. And then Shevchenko saying, well, you know where I am. So you know what you got to do. That's really all there was to this. I don't know why people have made a big deal out of this. And some people have have only talked about Shevchenko's tweet here while ignoring the fact that she was literally quote tweeting someone saying exactly what happened. I guess because they want those clicks. But that's what happened. Nakai called out Shevchenko, who was at the event, and Valentina saw the tweet by Robert Sargent and issued a response to Rin Nakai. All there is to it. Not a big deal, ladies and gentlemen. Not a big deal at all. I don't know why people are making a big deal about this, but I don't know. Apparently, Aaron Blanchfield dismantling Jessica Andrade wasn't big enough news this weekend, and people got to have something to talk about. So I'm going to talk about it too then, because why not?